Welcome to the More Than More podcast, where we discuss building meaningful, impactful businesses, careers, and lives through real estate. Tyra McAbee,
Yes.
the 2024 Signature Award winner for Century 21.
Crazy.
That was my best attempt at applause. I don't do that very well. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you were surprised.
Yeah.
You were surprised?
Yes. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I had in my mind who it was, so it wasn't me.
Do you want to? You going to share who you think? No.
No.
Probably best not to share.
Why not?
It is one of the hardest awards, and it's so cool to see all the names on that trophy. By the way, where's the trophy?
It's in my office, but I'm bringing it to the Cedar Rapids office because I have toddlers. I'm worried they're going to knock it over.
15 years of history ruined.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no, don't leave it with me.
Well, yeah, congratulations. That was a lot of fun. And I have no idea where our conversation goes today, but I thought it'd be fun just to chat. And I've got a few questions for you, actually, about certain of your interesting traits. Do we need to do redisclosures before our conversation about our context and I was going to say our relationship, then I realized that's a weird thing to say on a podcast.
Yeah, probably a little odd.
I tried to explain it at the awards banquet. We are ex-family, but we're really not. We're still family because your daughter was at my house recently.
Yeah.
And I think one of your sons was recently too. So for anyone that doesn't know the backstory, Tyra was married to my wife's brother before. So I knew you when you were a kid. You were like 20.
Yes. I knew you past Dylan.
You knew past Dylan.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell anyone about past Dylan?
I like new Dylan more.
What's the difference?
I don't know. You're just more mature.
I've grown up.
You've grown up and you're nicer, I feel like.
Well,
Not that you were that mean or anything.
Family's
before,
complicated. I mean, we were hanging out together at both of our in-laws' house.
Yeah.
In a context where we weren't all ourselves.
Correct.
And you were being super competitive, trying to win the poker games always.
Which I did.
So you didn't get to see the best of me because I was losing at poker to you.
Fair.
You are super competitive.
Yes.
Well, Tyra, I'm not here to talk to you as my former sister-in-law.
Okay.
I'm here to celebrate your win. Did you figure out why you were chosen yet?
No, I have no clue.
Do you want to take a stab?
I don't know. I'm still in shock, to be honest. I almost went to the bathroom, Dylan. I literally...
During the award?
Yes. 2 awards before I looked at what was coming up and I was like, oh, these aren't anything for me. I had in my mind, like I said, who I thought it was. I was like, I really have to go to the bathroom. And Kyle's like, well, just wait. It's almost over. And when I told him who I thought it was, he's like, you're going to want to see him win. I'm like, oh, that's fair. So I was like, yeah, I was
That
shocked.
would have actually made for a classic story.
You guys would have thought I was at the bar is what Travis said. And I wasn't, so...
No, well, I'm glad you were still seated. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate I'm so glad you have someone that provides sound judgment in your life.
Right, yes.
You really don't want to take a stab at it. I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to ask you to say why you think you were chosen by our team as a Signature Award winner.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because our culture in our office and I'm fun and I'm a team player is kind of what maybe came to mind, but it's so hard because C21 is filled with so many amazing agents that I feel like are more deserving than me. So it's hard to...
What's an example of something that would make someone more deserving?
I don't know. Immediately, because I'm competitive, I think production, of course, in my mind. And I know that's not what that award is. But just, I don't know, people that maybe do more in their community than I have the time to do right now, or give back a little bit more, things like that I just am not at a stage in my life to do as much of. Yeah. I would love to. So that kind of stuff kind of came to mind a little bit. Bigger offices provide, more, again, I know it's not a production thing, but like they have bigger offices that they're leading. And so they're, contributing more in that aspect to the company.
It's interesting how we measure ourselves.
I know. know.
Well, I think that's why I love this award so much. It's fun. It's totally subjective, and it's really hard, Tyra. I'll tell you that, because every year there are 7, 8, 9, 10 people that we all sit around talking about and debating. Yeah. And almost every year there's multiple people that completely are deserving of the award. What's funny about the two things you pointed out, the first being production, we have production awards.
Right. Yeah.
That's the other part of the night.
Yep.
And then the other one you said is giving back. And I'm like, well, that's another award. It's called the More Than More.
Yeah.
And those aren't not part of what makes up the Signature Award. But what makes the Signature Award so tricky is that it's got to do with who embodies what we are about and stand for. And I'm going to get into this with you because it's, I think, well, number one, because you beat me at poker, but number two, because I think that you're humbly confused.
Yes.
And I think it's really cool. I think that there's so many things that define what it means to be us. Like there's so many, there's such a diversity of people in that room that are exceptional examples of what a great realtor, but a stand-up person can look like. I mean, sometimes it's easier to say what's not something than it is to say what is, because there's so many things that define what makes our agents us. Right. But I think that one of the ways we thought about this year is it's also like, what are we, but that we could be even more of. Yeah. And I think there's something that you've brought in how many years have you been here now?
4, going on 4, 3.5. Yeah.
I think that you've got great production. I think you've grown well. I think you've been a good inviter. I think you've done a great job leading your team. I think you've added energy, and you obviously have lots of T-shirts now with Century 21 all over them, or other weird things. But there's a selfless energy that I think you've brought to that space, where I think the best way to describe it is that you want others to win. Yeah. As much as you want yourself to win. I mean, you're highly competitive.
Yes.
But I think you're equally, sometimes that can manifest as me versus them. In you, it manifests as I really want everyone around me to win. Yeah. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. Yeah. I tell our office, I'm so excited to see everyone grow, and I want everyone to just keep moving up the leaderboards and just be $1 less than me is what I say. I just joke with them. I would be very happy if they were ahead, but it's just our kind of running joke at our office. I want you to be amazing, just $1 less, one side less, which is not true, obviously, but it's a fun joke with my competitiveness.
Well, I think your team and your extended team feels that, and I think that competitiveness is a cool thing in your little subculture there as well. Yeah, I think you've been responsible for helping initiate that. So I think that's a thing, and I think it's a thing that we want more of in our company. Mm-hmm. So I think part of the Signature Award is about calling out things that we value in people that we have and highlighting them, because we want more and more of them in our team. The other thing that I'll bring up, because I talked about the 10 more. What did I call it? The 10 more?
On what?
When you weren't listening because you were thinking about going to the bathroom.
And I was thinking it was somebody else, so I was not listening.
No, I talked about one of the principles for us on Signature is if I could have 10 more of these people.
Oh, yes. I did hear that.
Yeah, because then I also said that I don't want 10 more of you. Yes. 2 would be plenty. But I think that's a thing. I think, because I wrote down some of these thoughts, I think abundance is something that flows from you, partly because you're just such a crazy quick start. Mm-hmm. So you tend not to be stuck in the negative or what can't be done. You're so competitive that you're always chasing like what's possible, what can be. Yep. But then, the positivity and fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, what you've done with your crew there, and I want to get into that a little bit from Mary Kay is what I'm kind of interested in today. Yeah. Your desire to have scoreboards and tracking mm-hmm. and accountability meetings, and which is not super strong in our organizational culture.
Oh, well, I didn't realize that.
Well, I think a lot of our team isn't as competitive. Okay, yeah. And didn't come from a sales organization where that sort of stuff was tracked, because we almost downplay sales here because mm-hmm. we're so focused on the client relationship. Yep. And I think you were a broker before, you've done some of the sales, and you've been in a space that's different than this. And mm-hmm. I think that in that space, Mary Kay, there's a lot of really good tracking of how you get your pink Cadillac, which know I'm not a huge fan of necessarily. Yes. But I think that you've gleaned some stuff from there that maybe there's something to learn from.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in a little bit of that. So when I say all those things, can you buy into that as a reason why you're the Signature Award winner this year?
Yes.
I want more fun. I want more competitiveness. And I want even more people that want everyone else around them to win.
Yeah.
And I think that you've embodied that in a super cool way. I've got to say one more thing, and it's the squeaky wheel principle. Mm-hmm. So when our team was talking about candidates, you being one of them, one of the things is just we love all of our agents, and our team works really, really hard for all of them. But some of them are just a pleasure to work for. Mm-hmm. And they're a pleasure to work for because they're not looking to complain. They're, in fact, when something's wrong, they almost apologize in explaining it.
Yeah.
And that's you through and through. Is you're not a squeaky wheel. You want to be a part of the solution. And so our team has really enjoyed working with you. Anyway, I'm done puffing you up. Are we good on that?
Yes.
Do you feel puffed up?
A little bit. I just appreciate the words. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know me. I think you know me well enough to know I don't BS.
Yes.
So I'm sincere about all of that. So congratulations again. I think you're very deserving, and I know that you don't necessarily feel that, but I would take 10 more of you.
Yes.
We just have to move some things around.
Yeah, not all in one spot, probably.
No, that lead to a problem. So hey, tell us a little bit about. I am interested in. I don't want to hear the whole Mary Kay story.
Yeah.
But I am interested in a little bit of your background there, and then what you learned, like what from there has translated into all these traits that I'm talking about that we're emulating.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things with Mary Kay that stood out to me was one of her famous sayings is treat everyone like they wear a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And that was huge for me because I think in sales, it's not what it's about. Mary Kay was very heavy on scoreboard and prizes and recognition and that as well, which brought out a lot of my competitiveness in that. But what they did lack in that I really appreciate here is the business side of it. They're very good on the rah-rah and the celebrating you and telling you how to treat people, but they're not training you necessarily how to treat people, or not how to treat people, how to do a business. And that was tough. But the way they believed in treating people with respect, has carried over. And then you guys here it's 100-fold, just in the tools and the resources and that. And so Mary Kay really helped me to build a confidence in who I was, I think, and be okay with the sales side of things. Because I think you said it that can kind of be a dirty word sometimes. Yeah. And that's what I felt like getting into it.
How did Mary Kay make you feel more comfortable in the dirty word?
Because with the product that they had, I was able to go in, and I felt comfortable not going in and being a pushy salesperson. I felt comfortable going in, and if someone didn't buy anything, but I could have a deepened relationship with them, I was okay with that. And it just helped to build my confidence in realizing the people that wanted to buy product would buy product and that would benefit them. And it was really helpful for me in that aspect.
So it's an abundance approach to sales. Yes. Where I don't need you to buy anything. I'm going to do my thing.
Yep. And
the right people will want the product and some won't, but it's okay. Is that?
Yes. And I actually believed in the product. I still use the product. My daughter, you know what I mean? So it was something that was easy for me to do because I enjoyed it and loved it. So it didn't feel like sales. It's kind of the same in home buying. I love helping people, and I truly believe when they work with me, I know they'll be taken care of, and it worries me if they're going to work with someone else that I maybe know that they aren't. So it's kind of that same concept.
But that's a fundamentally different way to view it than I need the business, I want the business, and if somebody else takes it from me, then I lost out on a certain amount of commission.
Right.
To say I know that I will take care of them, and what did you say? I'm worried that if they work with somebody else that they won't be taken care of.
Yeah.
It's a very different way to approach every single human being.
Right, yeah.
Is that from the Mary Kay sign around people's neck? What did you say the sign says?
Yeah, it says treat everyone like they have a sign saying make me feel important. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that really stuck with me is, man, you don't know what they're going through, and everyone deserves to feel important and valued. And so, yeah.
What else was good there? Tell me about the scoreboard portion of things and what else was good.
I mean, for me, the scoreboard gave me something to shoot for and strive for. I think that as a competitive person, that's what you want, right? It's not the end all be all. I would say I probably got wrapped up a little bit in that a little too much sometimes.
You're a 3. Are you a 3 on the Enneagram? Do you know?
I don't know.
I would guess so.
Okay.
Super competitive. You're an
Yes.
achiever, and
Yes.
you want the trophy.
Yeah, it's weird because I love the win, but I hate the like public, not hate. I am very uncomfortable with the public recognition side of it, but I love like to win. Like even our team meetings when we're on the scoreboard doing the 100, I like to skip over my name and they're all like, Tyra. Like that makes me uncomfortable, but I love achieving it and having something to strive for. And those scoreboards help me with that for sure in Mary Kay.
So they did it well.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing it poorly? That's a real question.
No. No.
And I mean the scoreboard part specifically.
No, I mean, I do think, and I maybe had said this when I first got in, of like, why don't we share more about like the award levels and what they are? You know, we have maybe a sign in the office that says, this is this level and this is the next level. And I know that not everyone cares about that. So it's not a focus, but for someone like me, I love to see that. And I love to talk about that and know and figure out where I am in that. But not everyone is. So I guess I don't know what's right and wrong in that.
Well, there's a balance somewhere. I mean, what you said earlier was interesting. They did scoreboard, or, I mean, you described it as rah-rah, but the motivational side of things. And human beings are wound, especially competitive ones, to chase badges and whatever it might be, accolades. And we're smart to recognize that, because if we forget that, we don't create a game board that encourages people to take, like our staff, for example, all have numbers that they track now increasingly. And it's because it helps you measure your own progress. And so we need that. You said, though, what they didn't do right is systems.
Yes.
And so you didn't say systems, but I think you meant systems.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah. And it just business. Training how to have a business. Like,
I think the the balance between those two things is interesting to me, because what we've done as an organization is we've had chapters where we really underplayed sales because we were so focused on the client relationship. And what we've never been is over on sales. And like, for example, same thing as you, we almost never talk about the company numbers. We're always about agent numbers.
yes.
Increasingly, we are adding some company numbers because we're trying to create a culture of like, we have collective goals too.
Yes.
That we want everyone to buy into, even though you're all independent contractors. I think what I'm pointing out is the delicate balance between being too far or too little on either direction. And we definitely have a tone that's low on let's track everyone's production and make that the focus. Whereas Mary Kay, that was sort of the central focus.
Yeah.
The danger there is it's too much dessert and not enough meat and potatoes. Is that?
Absolutely. And the thing that I learned about myself very quickly getting into Mary Kay, because, and not to go back into much of the history, but most people got in and they became a leader within a couple of years. I got to that position in 3 months, but I did it because my leader had a goal. And so I'm even more motivated to help company goals than I am myself. So I love that we're
You like collective goals.
Oh, yes. Like when we talk about our office and where we're at, I love that. And I love to like rally our office to do that and be a part of that.
And that's why you won the award, because I think that's part of what we want more and more as well. I think that's a beautiful thing. So talk about the motivation thing some more. So you're big on trying to motivate your team.
Yeah.
And maybe more so than our traditional bigger office brokers, because they're transaction brokers. They're there to help with transaction support. You've got a team that you're very directly focused on.
Yep.
What do you think is working for you in providing motivation for your team then?
Oh, gosh.
What are you doing well?
I mean, we, as corny as it sounds, run like a family for our team. Very open conversation all the time and talking about what their goals are and then our goals as a team. And my competitiveness, even if they're not competitive, runs overflows into them. And I think we have a team very much like me, which is they want to be part of the bigger goal with our team, with our office, with the company. And so it's easy to motivate and work with them because they have that same mindset of abundance and the culture and the environment and the making a difference within the organization.
Do you have a better way to describe that mindset other than the word abundance? Or is that the word you would use?
I don't know. Outside of fun, that's it. That's all I got. Abundance. Yeah.
Talk about fun. You guys are doing that well.
Yeah. We're just a fun group of people. Like we have.
Does that mean you drink a lot?
Well, that's part of it. Not currently, but normally, yes.
I was like, is that an appropriate joke to make at the awards banquet?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said? Something about a box of cheap wine.
I didn't hear anything. I would like a copy of that actually, because Kyle kept poking me and saying, "I think it's you," and I'm like, "Stop it! It's embarrassing. It's not me. Stop poking me." I was like, people are going to see you, and then they're going to announce someone else's name.
It's
this
be
is so embarrassing. So I need to, I don't know if you have that written down. I'd love to hear it.
I've got it somewhere.
Okay.
I've got the notes.
Yeah,
so
but fun. We have so much fun. And I think it's because people just feel they can be authentic in our office. Like they can be exactly who they are. There's no judgment. So we can have fun together, and we can share when things aren't going great and celebrate when things are going well. And I love our meetings. I love our office outings together. And I hope and think that everyone in our office does as well. I mean, we come up with the corny shirt ideas and fun stuff all the time.
They all seem to show up wearing the corny shirts. Yeah. So I suspect that they've bought in.
Yes.
I think it's what people want.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone wants to be goofy all the time. And some people prefer expensive red wine. But at the end of the day, I think we want a tribe that we feel like we're a part of something bigger, and we want our independent individual accomplishments to count.
Yeah.
But I think that we also love the idea of our contribution adding up to something even bigger where we all get to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a tough thing to accomplish in a group of people. But like you said, if you find the right people, it's a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
I think fun is something we're working on as a collective. I want more fun for our staff. I want more fun. We're very head down, and it's the whole realtor psychosis thing. There's always a mountain in front of us, and I'm wound to be okay with it. Like, I know, I don't know, I'm just very practical, and I love the mountain. So I kind of enjoy constantly having something to climb. But not everyone's always wound that way, and groups of people work well when along the way you stop and you take your shoes off and you just swim in the lake and enjoy the view for a minute.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are doing that well. So I like the shirts thing. You guys seem to be doing something right. I wonder if it will be harder and harder as the group gets bigger.
Yeah, I wonder that too, actually. And I don't know if this is how every office does it, but when we're talking about bringing on someone new that's an existing agent, we have open conversation of like,
will they add to our fun?
Yeah. Will they add to our fun? Have you had a transaction? Were they ethical? Yeah. Like all of those conversations. And we just want to try and protect that culture. I think that's more important than production, although I want production. But to have a place you can go into and enjoy being at is so important.
Well, I mean, I like the way you put it. The culture is more important than the production. I also, when you think in 10-year increments, kind of what we said this morning, even at the Golden Circle breakfast, when you protect the culture, even at the expense of production, in the long run, I think it actually boosts production.
Yeah.
So I think it's the circle completes, but you got to be willing to take a long-term view of everything.
Yeah.
Because in the short term, it's hard to say no to people that bring in a lot but would detract.
Yes. Yep.
And I think that's the mistake most companies and most leaders make, is they're not willing to place the most important thing at the top of the totem pole. And I think that is people and culture. Yep. I think it's the winning formula long-term. It's not the only way to win.
No.
I just think it's the way to win it's the game I would rather play.
The long term, for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's long term, and also the broader term. Like, there's winning trophies is one version of winning, but winning in a room of people that you actually enjoy being around is another form of winning. And then winning trophies in a room of people you like being around in a way that you're doing right by the people you serve is another way of winning. And I think when you start to piece that all together, it's clear that culture is what you need to protect at the center. So. What's that been like, by the way? Because you came from another space. You were in a small boutique. Your dad's the broker, And you worked there for how many years?
6.
So then you come into a totally different world. I mean, our organization's just different. We're kind of statewide now, and I don't know, like we have a culture here, but each of our offices sort of has their own independent culture.
Yeah.
So as we keep doing what we're doing, it's fascinating to watch. I suppose it's like raising kids. You raise them all the same, but they're in different age orders, and so they all come out different.
Right, yes.
And they've got their own personalities. That's a new metaphor for me, but I think it's true. I'm just thinking about the Cedar Rapids culture and what you guys are building. How would you guys define your culture? Fun.
Authentic, transparent.
Yeah.
And also, like, we have such a great range of experience from different backgrounds. People aren't afraid to share, like, case study. Like, I love the new meetings, like the format.
That format's helpful because there's more room for discussion.
Yeah, and just hearing a different experience, right? Whether it's a new agent or someone who's been in for 15 years. Like, that's so helpful for everyone in there.
You were drowning in too much information before.
Yeah, details and stuff.
Well, but everybody was. We were definitely shooting too much your guys' way as brokers.
Which is, it was always good information. It's just no room. There wasn't as much room to have conversation.
Yeah.
And learn that way. Yeah.
A few more quick questions, put you on the spot. Is there anything you'd like to see more of in our company?
I mean, I really love Office Olympics. Shocking, I know. So, a couple more of those events. Minute to win it. I don't know.
Imagine that, more contests.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, I love just the training, the people, the round tables are amazing. I don't have anything that I think I'm off the top of my head anyways.
Do you know what your unique ability is? Do you know what a unique ability is? Have you heard us talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the area where you have superior skill.
Yep.
You get and give energy. You never-ending learning. You love learning about the space, and you have a passion for it. When those 4 things come together, you're in the space where at home, at job, anywhere in the world, whatever you're doing, you could be in your unique ability, right? Do you have any insight into what your unique ability is now that you're old and you've been selling real estate a long time? And
I don't know.
What's your superpower?
My superpower is just creating, I think, a good culture and a competitive environment, encouraging everyone to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are winning. It's fun. I'm excited to see where your office and your team gets to go. And I love that crew. And keep sitting up front at the round tables. Keep wearing your goofy shirts. Now it's a thing.
Yeah, so now we can't not do it.
You're expected to.
Coming up with what is it going to be? It's hard.
Yeah, you wear the shirts, then you win the award, then you just stop.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate your insights. Is there any other, do you want to offer any words of wisdom to people in our team? Yeah, I wish you guys could all see the face she just made. I've seen that face many times before. No, any advice for people in our team on what you think helps them either grow their business or become the best version, or what else we can do to keep winning?
I don't know. I think just enjoy the journey and where you're at and learn from everything that you're doing. I appreciate everything I've learned since coming to C21 and just all the support that we have. So take advantage of that. I think we're really good at that at Cedar Rapids. Like if we have something, we're like, let's check with marketing, let's check with Angela. And so really just taking advantage of the amazing staff we have.
I think having come from somewhere else, you have a better appreciation for how much is being offered. A lot of our people that grew up here take it for granted because it's like, well, this is just how it is.
Normal. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because you guys are out there, and so you do have to raise your hands. I mean, sometimes we try not to forget you, but it's not like you're sitting here right under our noses. So I think you guys are doing a good job of raising your hands, and our team likes working with you guys. So
good.
Okay. Well, congratulations again. You've got meetings now with people here, right?
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy my time with the staff here.
Aren't you? What's next? You got a meeting to work on the CRM.
Yes, I'm so excited about it.
You're in there. You're doing it.
Yes.
You're at like chapter 1 though.
I'm just trying to figure out the details. So
what have you noticed so far in the CRM that's good or bad, or like what's your just 30-second review so far?
Yeah, we talked about it, like putting the people in and really reviewing it and clearing out, the people that you don't need to be wasting time and
cleaning up your database.
Time and money on and energy on. Was freeing for me. And then now just figuring out a systemized way to touch points and the outside of Popeyes, like actually picking up the phone and calling and all the things that we need to be doing. This is going to make my life so much easier. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's going to make it easier, but it's also not. It's just going to reveal the obvious real work that needs to be done. Right. And I think that's the problem is we hide behind CRMs like they're going to somehow magically do the job for us.
Yeah,
but
we got to do it.
There's people you got to call and there's conversations you got to have, and hopefully it helps you do it. But hey, thank you for the time. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
This was fun. If nothing else was accomplished this morning, at least you know why you won the award.
Yes, good to know.
And next time Kyle pokes you in the ribs or tells you something, maybe you should listen because he seems to be pretty savvy.
A thing or two.
Yeah. Well, good job.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us today. For more episodes, resources, and show notes, head to morethanmorepodcast.com.